giraffe to treat that has got a wound on it. It's apparently been seen and is most likely maggot infected. So we're going to see if we can immobilize it and bring it down safely and examine it and then treat the wound. Okay, pawn, yeah. The wound was thoroughly flushed and cleaned and washed with chlorhexidine solution, getting rid of all the necrotic tissue and the maggots as best as what we could. Okay. The cow was then treated systemically with medication to control the maggots for a period of time, as well as antibiotics to keep the wound infection free as far as possible. And then the cow was marked with a marker crayon to make for easy identification in the bush, to be able to allow for closer and more accurate observation and follow-up impressions of the healing rate and capacity of the wound. You'll notice that the head has been lifted up onto a step ladder to just assist the airways and prevent any aspiration of either saliva or regurgitated fluids if there are any. The wound was then sprayed copiously with a anti-acaricide and fly repellent wound treatment aerosol, and this just kills any maggots that are still left or or newly hatched, and also prevents flies from laying new eggs in the first few hours after the treatment of the animal. Once that was all done, the big job started, which was to try and position the giraffe onto her sternum with her legs folded underneath her. And we, in this case, nearly didn't get this right because the number of people available was limited and required a very strong effort on everybody. You'll also notice in all these pictures she's visibly heavily pregnant, and we expect her to calve in the next number of weeks. We eventually got her into an acceptable position, not an ideal position. The last little positioning was to move the left leg out so that she could balance and not topple over again. Drawing up the reversal, part of which was given intramuscularly into the shoulder, and part of which was given slowly intravenously into the jugular vein. The reversal given into the muscle is to try and prevent resedation or re-narcotization of the animal once they are recovered and have walked off. The horrible thing about the marker crayon is that if it's not the last thing that's done, in other words, we should have picked this animal up onto its sternum before we applied it, then you end up with it all over your hands and it becomes a messy business. This is the reversal going intravenously into the jugular, and you'll see that the last component of the reversal is also given intramuscularly into the hind quarter, and within a couple of seconds of giving this, the intravenous reversal took effect, and you'll see that she has a bit of a stumble and then gets to her feet actually very nicely. As we see her moving off nicely into the thicket, the storm clouds and rain clouds are building in the direction that the travelling needs to be done to get back to the clinic, and we'll probably encounter some of that rain on the way home on the gravel road.